If you're wondering if the Morpho UV printer, like this guy right here, needs maintenance in order to go out of town, then this video is for you. I have been out of town for the past week. This has not run in over a week, and I didn't do anything to it. I just left. And so I'm getting ready to fire it up for the first time. I'm not going to do any pre-purging. I'm not going to do any head cleaning. I'm literally going to take a product, this right here, this Bible cover. We're going to put it under there. We're going to print on it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump on over to the Morpho and go over a little bit about what makes this UV printer so special and then start printing. Okay, so if you want to know just a little bit more about the Morpho, I'm going to open it up here and what makes this so special. For starters, this is the printing area you get with the small bed. Yes, this is the small bed. It does have an A3 bed that can go in there that'll do 13 by 16 and a half, but this small bed will do 13 by 8.7. So I'm going to be able to put the Bible cover right on here and just go. I won't need to put the big bed in there. I can just do this, and in fact, it can do this whole thing with it closed. It's pretty awesome. But why can I just go on vacation and not have to worry about a bunch of maintenance? Well, we're going to see if it works. I haven't tested it yet, but the i3200 print head that Morpho is using here is a lot better than the F1080 heads that you'll find on a lot of other printers. It's a lot more expensive, but it is a much higher quality head and a much more robust head. And so, given that it's the i3200 head and not an F1080 head, it should survive no problems. Again, I haven't tested it yet. We're about to fire it up. I'm getting ready to download some graphics and get everything thrown over there. But I'm really excited to test this. I have talked with the Morpho team about this, and I'm doing this kind of under their guidance, but their guidance was literally just let it be. Don't worry about doing any maintenance. Don't worry about doing anything, to prep it, to wet cap it, to do any of that other stuff that I've had to do with past printers. Just leave it be. Let it be powered on, let it be running. And as long as it's powered on and running, it will keep the head clear and it will keep everything going. So let's jump on over to Morpho Studio, where we're going to take a look at what's going on in there, throw the Bible cover in here, get it scanned, all of that stuff, and then start printing. I also wanted to show you real quick how I clean up the overspray. So this is just a scraper from my 3D printer, and it just cleans up the overspray beautifully. And this overspray has sat for about a week or so. And get that thrown away. And then I'll often come in here and just kind of scrape that up. And you can see that it just cleans it up really, really well. The rest of it just kind of wipes down. Now this is perfect and ready to print on. And now a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Morpho. Morpho is kind enough to sponsor a few video series on this channel about their new printer. This is by no means a full review. That will be coming later down the line once I've had some time to work with it. Morpho's had some time to work out some of the bugs and stuff like that, but Morpho was kind enough to sponsor this video and the next two videos about this UV printer on the channel. So about this printer, this is the Morpho Pro. So this has the i3200 head in it, and it is fantastic. I have really enjoyed using it so far. There have been a few hiccups along the way, but the Morpho team has been great with dealing with those and helping resolve those. This is a early pre-production sample unit as well. So some of the views or the issues that I might be running into, you should not expect to run into with production units. There's already been several things that I have found during my testing that they have told me would be fixed on production units. So thanks again to Morpho for sponsoring this video, and you'll hear more about them over the next couple videos that I do on this fantastic UV printer. Okay, so here you can see Morpho Studio, and I'm just gonna hit custom size and then A4 jig. And so here you can see the jig, or the area of the print, and I'm just gonna drag over a graphic. And we're going to rotate the graphic to 90 degrees, and I'm gonna make it pretty big because I want it to take up a lot of space. Now in Morpho Studio, I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna click on the outside of the print area and click Fit to Content, and then Continue. What that does is it resizes it to the actual size of the graphic. And I still want it to become a little bit more trim, so now I'm gonna come up into the image area and I'm going to just trim it like this, so that way it's a little bit more snug to the graphic. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on the outside, Fit to Content, and there we go. Now I'm going to jump on over to the printer, get it inserted, and then we will move on to the next step, which is printing and seeing how it prints. Okay, so now I have the Bible in, and we're going to hit Snapshot Alignment. I typically do the Snapshot Alignment because I prefer the way that that lets me lay everything out. And I also do have the lid closed on the Morpho, so that way we can make sure to get everything in there. Okay, so quick update. I could not get it to print on the A4 bed. So I put the A3 bed in there, and now we're looking good. Now you can see it is on the printer just fine. I did the scan and got everything aligned in Morpho Studio just fine. Everything is aligned now, so we're gonna go ahead and start printing. Should only take about 5 minutes, and we will be done. Okay, so here is the print, and it looks decent, except there's a little bit of overspray. And I just was talking with the Morpho team as this was printing, and I believe this just is not flat enough. So as you can see here, there's a dip here, and so it kind of just sprayed down, and that's likely where that kind of overspray look comes from. But on the color and the white side of things, everything looks beautiful. Coming off with no print prep at all. It's all sticking great. This looks great outside of, that's really just user error. Just this height issue here. Nothing to do with the printer. So just to show, I know that it's not technically first print, but I am going to throw something else back down on the print bed and get that printed, and something that's going to be perfectly flat, so that way we're not dealing with this spray issue again, and we will be right back with that. Okay, so I am starting to just think that this material is not going to UV print all that well. It looks halfway decent, but the fine lines are gone and it's still a little bit fuzzy. So we're going to try another material that is hard and not soft like these journal covers. I'm going to work with Morpho on these journal covers because it should be able to print on something like this. But I'm going to try a puzzle next, and we'll see how that goes. I wanted to jump in kind of in the middle of this video real quick to explain a little bit more about the Morpho and why it works the way it does, why I was able to go on my 8-day vacation and come back and just start printing. And yes, it's the i3200 printhead. That is a big portion of it, but there's actually more to it than that. So a lot of the other desktop printers have a cleaning liquid that they require in order to stay maintained. Morpho does not have that because it functions in a completely different way. So part of the reason that the Morpho is so different when it comes to vacations is because of the maintenance it does itself. So a lot of the other desktop UV printers require a cleaning liquid or a maintenance liquid or things of that nature in order to keep the head moist and from clogging. Because of the i3200 printhead in the Morpho and the way that Morpho kind of does things, that's not required. So the Morpho does daily, they call it spitting, where it's basically just running a little bit of ink through the printhead every now and then just to keep things running. This is far cheaper than having to worry about using a dedicated cleaning liquid. And the other benefit is with the other machines, when you go into vacation mode, it takes time to come out of vacation mode when you come back. And also that vacation mode only works for a certain number of days before you have to reflush everything out and then refill everything back up. With the Morpho, since it's just doing its daily spitting, that's not an issue. When I came back, I literally set my object on the print bed and started printing. I didn't have to do any purging. I didn't have to do any test prints. I didn't have to do any head checks, no nozzle checks, none of that. I just set the object on the print bed and started printing right away. So that's a very unique thing that the Morpho does that the other desktop printers do not do. And I will be able to put the Morpho head to head with other machines down the line. So I wanted to kind of show a little bit of the before and after of printing, before vacation and after vacation. You're going to see the finished puzzle here in a minute, a little bit closer, but what I wanted to do is grab a couple of these products that I printed before vacation. And so you can see this came out fantastic. That is on the front side of acrylic. So it's not a reverse print, that's printed on the front. This coaster looks fantastic. This coaster also looks absolutely fantastic. And so those are just a few items that I had printed before my vacation. And then here is the, I'm going to put this back into the carrying sheet. That way it all stays together. Here's the puzzle, and as you can see, the quality on that puzzle looks fantastic, and I'm really excited with how this came out. Now, I did obviously have the two more failed jobs that ran before the puzzle, but those jobs still came out good for the issues that they had, and I do want to address those issues real quick. Let me go grab those, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got both of the leatherette journals and Bible covers that I did, and here's the deal. The issues on these prints were on me. I'm still learning to use UV printers. I'm still learning to use the Morpho. And with both of these, you can see here that that is not flat. Even if I kind of make it flat, it's got a dip in the middle. It dips this way. And so it's not the right object to UV print on. Same with this. You've got this little button right here, and then it does not sit flat no matter how hard you try. It had ridges in it and everything. And so after talking with the Morpho team, these objects, just the way that I was UV printing them, were not ideal. Now, UV DTF would work perfect on it, but not every item is perfect for direct UV printing. And that's because the head has to maintain a certain distance from the material in order for it to print properly. If it is too high above the material, then by the time those droplets make it, the UV ink droplets make it to the material, they've started to spread out, which is exactly what we're seeing here. All that hazing and the shadowing and all that, that's from the ink droplets spitting because they are too high in the air. Now, I did find out that Morpho Studio does have an adjustment for that, where you can raise it up or down by 1 millimeter. So I'll still do some more testing with those later. But the issue with those is not the printer, as seen when I did this, which you're about to watch. But that's kind of where we're at with that. So I did just want to say that issue wasn't with the machine. That was with user error, with user using a UV printer for the first time. I've only had this about 2 weeks at the time of recording, and I have never used a UV printer prior. So there's a lot that I have to learn about UV printing, and you're going to kind of come along the journey with me, because you are probably going to make many of the same mistakes that I am. The only difference is I'm making them on camera. But that also goes to show that if you make a mistake, like with those journals, that's okay. Even people who make content about these things make those same mistakes. So I hope that clears up any confusion with the way that printed. And this is not even Morpho telling me to say these things. Morpho is sponsoring this video, as you saw, so they did kind of get to watch the video beforehand, and they made those notices of that. And here's the thing, they are the experts, not me. Like I said, I'm brand new to UV printing. So I'm still learning this, and I am very lucky to have the Morpho team alongside me as I'm learning this, so that I can take my mistakes and teach you guys what to do properly. Okay, so here is that puzzle. I'm going to print a family picture on this. Make sure that everything is nice and flat. Again, we are on the A4 print bed, doing this full-size puzzle without having to worry about moving to the large print bed. And I'm going to go ahead and get everything loaded up and started to print. Okay, so this looks fantastic. So it definitely was just the material I was using before. Like I said, I'm going to work with Morpho on that, and that could just be those old JDS covers just absorb the ink weird or something. But obviously, this looks fantastic. Okay, so can the Morpho print after 8 days of not running and print well? The answer is yes. This is proof of that. My other 2 prints are also proof of that. Definitely is an issue with the material. So you can see here a little bit of overspray there, and definitely a lot of overspray there. But I really think that has to do with the material and has to do with the height of the print head. And there's some stuff that I can try. I'm going to try. I've been talking with the Morpho team about even just in the time I've been shooting this video in the last 20-30 minutes. I will say Morpho's team is phenomenally responsive. They are fixing issues as we're finding them as early beta testers. I sent them a problem I had about a week and a half ago with it, and within about 45 minutes there was a new firmware update ready for my printer to fix the issue. So the Morpho team is absolutely on the ball when it comes to that stuff. I'm really impressed with this. I know my mother-in-law will be too whenever I bring this to her tomorrow. But that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to see a little bit more about the Morpho printing. And I have a lot more content planned around this printer. A lot more ideas floating around in my head of what I would like to print on. But I also want to print on what you guys want to see. So go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know what type of products you want to see printed on the Morpho printer. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you again to Morpho for sponsoring this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.